Dr. Morris here, and I want to thank you for viewing our videos. We really do appreciate it. I think that we'll make a significant change in the world from this antiquated treatment-based thinking of diseases which doesn't exist to the reality of what exists. And I do appreciate those that view these videos that are thinking for themselves and going beyond these ridiculous ideas and understanding the causative factors. I've got a lot of videos I'm going to make that I'm going to address many subjects. I've had 40 years here in clinical work and working with several 100,000 people in my life, and we have really never failed in getting someone well. There's some that just can't do the programs and stuff, but and ultimately we have a few of the extreme cancer cases that have had a lot of chemo and radiation that the MDs literally just destroyed their bodies, and hard for them to stay in them when they're that destroyed. But even those, we saved a lot of them. A couple of questions that have come across the board here, and I want to answer them as timely as I can. I apologize if I don't get to them. One question was on Candida and sugar. It is true that Candida is part of the fungal family. And the fungal family is a family of microbes that deal with fermentation. So when you don't metabolize your sugars properly, fermentation is the result. It's kind of like if you look at fruit and you buy green fruit, which is kind of a crime. But in this country, we have a poor growth and quality of food production, if you will. But you take a pineapple. When you buy a green pineapple, the only way it truly ripens is by fermentation. It never has that sweet, pop all over your face, feeling good type of flavor. Banana is the only food that you can pick green that ripens nutritively. A 3-doctorate professor from Canada told me that banana was his life study, and he considered it nature's perfect food. So I consider it the meat of the fruit kingdom. Now, Candida. Adrenal glands, they sit on top of your kidneys, and get very familiar with your kidneys and adrenal glands. There's not a lot of glands and organs in your body, and it's not difficult if you start and just take one or two and research it, understand its location, and start understanding your body more. Not difficult. In my book, I have a whole section on anatomy and physiology. Helps you to understand your body more. But the adrenal glands produces a cortical-type steroid called cortisol. And cortisol controls sugar metabolism. When one has weak adrenal glands, and I will say this, probably anyone below 50 definitely has weak adrenal glands. The younger you are, the weaker they are, to be honest with you. We have very serious adrenal gland problems in the young. This is why we see so many neurological conditions, because the adrenal glands produces your steroids and your neurotransmitters for the autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system is located right here in the solar plexus, and I think I did a video on that system showing you what happens when you go under anesthesia or you have a neurotoxin, like a vaccine or pesticides or herbicides, how it can shut down that nervous system and literally shut down the different functions of your body, including breathing. However, Candida is again a yeast or fungus that develops in the body, mainly from man's eating of grains and the inability of man to break down these sugars. Somebody thought grains were the greatest food since I don't know what. I had health food stores in the late 60s, and I actually had a grain mill. And I would make you grains. Even my old friend Dr. Jensen, back in his Health Valley Ranch, served whole grain products and things. Well, we didn't realize they were acidic and polysaccharides, meaning a lot of sugar. These type of sugars, man just can't do anymore. They make you fat. We give them to cattle and hogs to fatten them up for market. You got to stay away from the polysaccharides. Simple sugars of glucose, fructose, which is fruit sugar, glucose is vegetable sugar, galactose is milk sugar. Of all the sugars, the fructose is the best. If you're looking at fungus, think of mold. And if you put a piece of bread on your kitchen counter, a piece of cheese, and you put a handful of grapes, which one grows mold on it first? It's not going to be the fruit. It's going to be the bread or the cheese, because they're already fermented foods. And that's what mold